people who are doing my logo design course said they're struggling a bit with mind mapping, so I thought I'd put together another video to try and explain a little bit more. Now in this case, I've just gone for the general theme of a plumber in the middle. So imagine you were doing a logo design for a plumber. The whole idea of a mind map is just to come up with associations. Now this could be associations of words, it could be association of images. So I tend to start just with words. So I might put the word plumber in the middle of the page. And then what you do is think, what does plumber make you think of? And there'll obviously be some immediate things. So one of those immediate things might be a tap. So just put a little line from the word plumber and write the word tap. But then you'd follow that link along. So you'd then think, okay, my word is now tap. What words are associated with tap? And I might think of washer, because if anything ever goes wrong with your tap, it's quite often the washer. And I might think of water, because obviously water comes out of a tap. And if I'm going back to the idea of plumber again and tap, I might think about fixing a tap. And then we might take that word fix that we've just come up with and then think, okay, what words are associated with fixing something? So perhaps I'd think of a spanner or other tools. Maybe other tools would link to that too. Or perhaps from fix I might think of a band-aid or a plaster. Now that's going a little bit further away from the subject, but don't stop yourself. Put in all those words, because you never know, you get often a little tangent and then you can think of ways that you can bring that back to your original idea. So you might end up exhausting one of those lines of thought. So then just go back to your central word plumber again and think, okay, I'm starting with plumber. What other words are associated with plumber? So I start thinking about pipes. Okay, from pipes, maybe I think of a leak. Now if I'm thinking of word associations for leak, I'm thinking drip, maybe droplet. I then start thinking of ripples and water, and for some reason it makes me think of an elephant. It doesn't matter that it's bizarre, still put it down. And actually, if you think about it, there might be some quite nice ways we could actually bring that in as a character or some little icon to do with a plumber. So if you were originally thinking about plumber, you'd have perhaps never thought about elephant, but because we've gone on this train of thought, it's given us new ideas that we would never have come up with, and that's the whole reason for doing your mind map. Now obviously we keep on going, come up with new tangents, and every time you come to the end and you can't think of anything else, just go back to that initial central word. And what I tend to do then is I've got a fairly full mind map of words, and then I'll start doodling in little drawings of some of the things I've thought of. Now sometimes this doesn't get me anywhere, but sometimes I'll actually look at something and the actual visual representation of that will make me think of something else. So I started here, I'd got one of my tangents off of plumber was emergency, and it made me think of, you know, those little top lights that police cars have on them, the little emergency siren lights. And I started wondering if I could actually combine that with somehow with a tap, or maybe it's a little bit naff, but it just, you know, actually seeing that thing, actually seeing a little drawing made me think of something else. So if you want to practice, I've put a couple of practice logo design briefs on my blog, which if you go to nobledesignschool.com, you'll find them there. And have a practice. Try out a few mind maps, or just think of words of your own and come up with associated words.